3 years off the back of making his passion project of Pinocchio come to life, Guillermo del Toro is back with another passion project, this time tackling the centuries-old story of Frankenstein. Now, coming into this one, I was a little bit worried that it might just be another Frankenstein film, that it would be very well made on a technical level, but would just lack a certain depth under the surface of a story that we've seen countless times already. Thankfully, though, after having seen the film, those concerns were put to bed. You can feel the love and the passion that Del Toro has for this story throughout the entire film, both in the technical filmmaking side of it, as well as with the story, the characters, and the themes. Looking a little bit deeper at the tale of Frankenstein, you can tell that this story has been such a massive source of inspiration for Del Toro's entire filmography, with the fact that he has always explored this idea of man being the monster. You look at things like The Shape of Water and Pan's Labyrinth, how the fascistic governments and militaries are the villainous monsters of those stories, whereas the fantasy and fairy tale creatures are beings and characters you care so deeply for. Regarding this theme, the film's tagline really says it all. Only monsters play God. No matter how disgusting or horrifying the creature is to look at on the surface, it is Victor Frankenstein who is the true monster of this story. And where Del Toro goes with this is really beautiful, as he's so interested in exploring what it means to be a human being at a deeper level at your core. Because the creature on the surface isn't a normal human being in the traditional sense. He's made up of so many body parts of so many dead people, but it is inside of him, under that surface, where there is so much humanity and emotionality and feeling. And this is captured so beautifully by Jacob Elordi's performance. All of the performances in this film are very good. Oscar Isaac is great in the lead role of Victor Frankenstein, and Mia Goth adds a lot to the character of Elizabeth despite the limited screen time, but it is Elordi who is absolutely fantastic here and truly makes the movie what it is. Going in, I expected a great performance from him due to all of the overwhelming praise he has received, but he still surpassed all of my expectations. Elordi is able to communicate so much with just his eyes and his face. You are always able to feel exactly what the creature is feeling. There were multiple times in the film where I started to tear up because I just felt like by looking into Elordi's eyes, I was looking into the soul of this character. Now, as far as the technical side of things goes with this film, whether you're a fan of Del Toro's stories that he tells, it's undeniable that he's one of the best directors working today at the technical craft and attention to detail in his films. And that is no different here. The production design and the costumes are absolutely gorgeous. The makeup on the creature is just fantastic. And the cinematography captures it all so beautifully, builds such an incredible aesthetic and atmosphere. It's some of the year's best work all around the board on this front. I also found the film to be a fascinating exploration of fatherhood. You see Victor in the film tell the story of his childhood, and you see how uncaring his father was. And so it's very interesting to compare that to how he treats his creation and to see all of the parallels there. While I did like this a lot, I do feel like the film spends a bit too long on Victor's backstory. I feel like we could have gotten one or two short little flashbacks and gotten the same thing out of it rather than spending 15 minutes of the already long 2.5 hour runtime on his childhood. And even when we get to adult Victor, I did feel like that there was some stuff before the creation of the creature that could have been trimmed a little bit just to save a little bit of time and help with the pacing. And also, even though that I absolutely felt so deeply on an emotional level for the creature and adored every second spent with him in the film, I felt like before his creation, there was a little bit of a lack of emotional connection with these characters. I felt like before we got to the creature, I wasn't as emotionally invested. I was still, for the most part, greatly enjoying what was happening on screen, but I felt like that emotionality wasn't quite there until his creation. But despite those little flaws, by the end of the film, I was 100% won over by everything. The emotionality with the creature, the performances, the technical craft, it is all right there. And you can feel all of the passion Guillermo del Toro put into this film. So because of that, I would give Frankenstein 4 stars. Alright, that is it for my review of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, everybody. What did you think of this film if you've gotten the chance to see it yet? Or if you're waiting for it to drop on Netflix in a couple weeks, come back then and let me know your thoughts on the film. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you would like to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.